We haven't done one of these in a while.
Oh, yeah, but
Early morning screening. Epic.
we had Epic, Ice Age 4.
Oh, so there we saved the
Oogie
cold.
Loves.
Fucking Oogie. We saved the cold movies for morning
We saved the
time.
really cold movies for the wintertime.
Ice Age and now Frozen. This movie's actually really, really, really good.
It sure is.
I enjoyed the hell out of this movie.
I did too.
Which is totally saying something for us getting up in the fucking morning and going to see a children's musical.
Yeah, right?
Like that's just setting us up to be really grumpy throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, it is.
I had a really good time in this movie. And I saw beforehand that it was getting like crazy good reviews, which I mean, usually for a kids movie, you kind of take with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Especially since, now it has the same rating on IMDb as Oogie Loves, a 7.3. That's... Okay, just to go off on a little tangent here, speaking of fucking Oogie Loves, for the longest time, Oogie Loves on IMDb was like a 2.8, which is fucking appropriate. And I think when we saw it, it was in the ones.
It was like 1 point something when we saw it.
Ones, twos, wherever the fuck it belongs, right fucking down there. And someone, I'm guessing, who had something to fucking do with that movie, either one person or several people, opened up numerous accounts on IMDb to just blanket rate it 10 stars across the board to get it all the way up to a 7.3. So now, according to IMDb, apparently it's just as good as Frozen. And if you look at the names for all the people who signed up to rate this goddamn fucking thing, it's all the same type of screen name. It's like a first name, a last name, and then like 3 numbers.
Yeah.
That guy really wants that sequel.
He really wants that sequel.
Good luck to you, buddy. So Frozen, one that actually does deserve a high rating on IMDb, has its really, like, honestly, the tone of it and everything is pretty reminiscent of like a Disney movie you would have seen in the late 80s, early to mid 90s.
Yeah, this, I mean, you're absolutely right. Very reminiscent of it. Well, you mentioned it was a musical. I had no idea. I didn't know this movie was a musical, like an old Disney style musical.
It is, and the musical numbers are really solid.
They're really good. It was solid. It was just all around just a really enjoyable, fun movie.
Like Jillian told me, I knew it was a musical going in only from Jillian, actually, because I only saw that teaser trailer, the one with on the ice with the snowman and the reindeer, which is just seems to have just been made for the trailer because that part's not in the movie. But you saw the full trailer for it, and it didn't really. It
didn't hit me as anything special, really. I mean, the previews that I always got for it, it just kind of seemed repetitive. I suppose, like, you know, this has been done. This is boring.
Yeah.
You know, it at first it kind of felt along the same lines to me as Epic kind of did when I first saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right, this maybe.
Yeah.
Epic fell horrendously short. But Frozen, that was just a wonderful little movie.
And the music, Jillian told me that the music in it was mostly, or at least partly, done by, I guess, one of the guys who did the music for the Book of Mormon.
Oh, yeah?
You can kind of tell. I mean, not that it's, like, really vulgar, but like, the style of it. The
style of it, the lyrical content of it is not traditional, I suppose.
Yeah.
In the way that they present it, it's a lot more modern, using more current lingo. Like they had a song about how awesome something was. Mm-hmm. It was just so awesome.
Building a snowman, which again reminds me of Cannibal the Musical. Like,
Yeah.
like let's build. Hell, the first opening song reminded me a little of Dumbo when they were
when they were harvesting the ice.
Work all day, work all night. And really, like when it is like very much like a Disney princess film, like right along there with like Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, like Little Mermaid. It feels a lot like something like that, and a lot of things that happen in the movie. Honestly, yeah, a lot of it in terms of the story is stuff that's along the lines of things I've seen in movies like this. It just happens to do it really well.
They did it well. I mean, it's
like it is a Disney princess movie where she at one point she gets cursed by something that has to be cured by a kiss.
by an act of true love.
By an act of true
However,
love.
I did like the way that they spun that there at the end.
I did too.
I really liked that because, like you were mentioning, there's our heroine, the female,
the princess,
Anna.
Anna,
thank you. I already forgot her name. Anna at one point gets a spell by the other sister, Elsa, hit her in the heart. And they're like, well, fucking dip.
So they gotta melt her hot.
So they gotta melt her
Island song. Oh, wait a minute.
No, they gotta heat her cool heart with a warm island song.
That's the first thing I thought of.
I thought it was too.
When they said that her heart had ice in it, it could only be melted from true love. I'm like, no, that's not it.
That's not how you do it.
They got a war in the tropical with the coconut trees. If that happened, I would have screamed rip off, but like I
wouldn't have. I would have just screamed in delight.
I would have lost my shit. Like I would have been like, well, that's a rip off, but that's okay.
But that's a fantastic rip off.
And but like the setup is that the setup really is that it's the best of all the X-Men origin movies. Princess Elsa has the power to make snow, make ice. She's Ice Queen, you know. She can make like solid floor into like sheets of ice and build ice castles and shit. And so her younger sister gets injured at the beginning for falling off a little snow cliff and injuring her head. Or no, she gets zapped in the head.
They were playing and Elsa was using magic,
and
whatnot, and like Anna was jumping up. She was making the piles of snow higher. She couldn't keep up. She jumped, tried to do the spell, hit her in the head. The queen, the king and the queen and the kids flipped out, left, went to these trolls.
The trolls.
Which, they're like rocks.
Yeah.
Just living rocks. That's what the trolls were. And the troll was like, all right, look, you hit her in the head, no worries. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this little spell here, and I'm going to make her forget that you know magic, keep all the fun, happy times. That'd be $29.95.
And then he goes, but if it happens in the head.
But heaven help you if she gets hit in the heart. Because there ain't
like
dick I can do about that.
I like that. You get ice on the brain. I could totally take care of that.
I got this. You got ice in the heart? Oh, dude, you're fucked.
That's not my That's not my expertise. I'm strictly a neuro-ice surgeon.
The magical heart surgeon is out for right now.
So their solution, is that she makes them forget that the younger girl knows that Elsa has magic, and also they just flat out imprison Elsa like in her room.
They sure do. Like like the king and queen are like, you need to control it. Don't talk to anybody. You know, it's a fucked up situation, kind of what it is, and you feel bad for her.
I did. I felt really bad.
You feel bad for both of the two princesses.
Yeah.
Really, because I mean, the younger one just wants to play with her sister. You know, have things go back to, it's that not really understanding what's going on, and then the eldest one. She gets, locked away, ostracized, kept alone by herself, so that's a recipe for fucking disaster.
Yeah.
And, you end up feeling bad.
Yeah, because it's like, you know what? You just give her some gloves. Teach her, have her kind of control things a little bit.
I mean,
really, it should be fun. But like, those parents though, they die suddenly in like a ship in the perfect storm.
Yeah, they're like, all right, look, we gotta go. Mm-hmm. Everything will be fine. Just hold the fort down till we go. And then they're like, okay, bye. And it shows them leaving the ship. And then the next scene, they're in like this horrendous storm in the ocean. And their ship goes up and a wave shows up. And then there's nothing left. Like, they're dead.
But in all these years, they completely forgot to change their will. So the princess who they've been keeping shut in from harming everyone is now queen.
Is that crap? We should have left it to the little one.
So so now Elsa is queen, and the second that they let people in, the younger princess falls in love with Prince Charming, and she wants to get married, but the queen doesn't want him to get married
because they just met, and that's a bad idea.
Yeah, which finally, it's about time we have.
It's about time somebody like a Disney character is like, you just met.
Yeah.
It is not true love. Stop it.
Yeah, it's about fucking time.
It's about that. Somebody said like, quit that.
Yeah. And so the queen gets mad, and then she exposes her powers, and they all think that she's a witch, she's a sorcerer, so they chase her out of the castle. Now she lives in the Fortress of Solitude off in the mountains.
That was a very pretty Fortress of Solitude.
Beautiful,
beautiful.
I'm really glad we saw this in 3D.
I am too.
Like,
the 3D was amazing.
The 3D
it was so great.
Fucking gorgeous.
It's right out of the gate too with those saws when they were going through. Right in your face. This is what this movie's gonna do.
The snow, the ice, the icicles shooting out at the screen.
Fucking pretty.
It was just absolutely gorgeous looking. And the princess goes in to find the queen and try to talk her into coming back, and she ends up kind of teaming with this ice dealer and his reindeer, and also
Sven, the reindeer Sven,
and Kristoff.
He's the bumbling guy.
Yeah,
the blonde-haired dude from the previews. That guy.
Yeah, and Olaf, the talking snowman.
The talking snowman. I had issue with him when I first saw him. I was like, man, he looks like a terrible comic relief. And then in the movie,
really, he
was fine. He was just kind of like. I mean, he was the Jiminy Cricket of the group.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's one of those comic reliefs, though, where when you really break it down, there's no point to him being in the movie. Whereas Jiminy Cricket, there was. Whereas, like, Genie in Aladdin, there was. He's one of those comic reliefs that he's strictly only there to be a comic relief, and that's it. Technically, he doesn't really serve any purpose to the story in any way, shape, or form. No. But with that being said, there's plenty of comic reliefs that are like that, and I still like, because as long as they're not annoying, and as long as
he didn't really get on my nerves. Like he was a likable enough character. Yeah. I mean, he was likable. He was likable. He didn't really grate on my nerves or anything like that. As a character, I didn't mind him.
I didn't. Me neither, because they used him sparingly.
They did.
They really did.
He wasn't doing just stupid shit for the sake of
doing my God.
Stupid shit.
Exactly. They were really liberal with how they used his lines, his dialogue.
Yeah.
And he's voiced by Josh Gad, who I don't know if I've ever seen him in something where he hasn't annoyed the ever-loving piss out of me. So the fact that it's Josh Gad, and I didn't mind it. I mean, he was fine in Book of Mormon, but television-wise and in movies, I don't know if I've ever liked the guy. In this, he's fine. It's not like when he shows up and says something silly, it doesn't break any kind of moment. It doesn't make you lose
it doesn't snap out of the tension. It doesn't snap out of the emotion that they're trying to elicit out of the scene.
Exactly.
Like, in Epic, the slugs just said something stupid to break the tension, and it just completely took you out of the moment.
Yeah, and they did it in every scene.
The Olaf character, I don't want to say complimented.
Kind of. I mean,
the emotion that that's not the correct word, I believe, that I'm searching for. I can't think of it, but he belonged within it. You know, when he was doing something funny or something ridiculous happened, it seemed appropriate.
Yeah, because unlike Epic, this movie lets moments happen.
Yeah.
Like when something sad happens, it remains a sad moment.
Stay
When it's a
sad.
serious moment, it remains serious. And when Olaf says something silly or has a joke or something like that, it's in a sequence that's fairly light. And even when like maybe something kind of serious is going on and Olaf will say something, it's genuine. Like, okay, when he's talking to her about true love when they're in front of the
Yeah,
fire.
we were actually about ready to discuss that, we got off the topic. But yeah, exactly like that. Because they find out, you know, only an act of true love can break the spell. Okay, well, we've all been down this road
Yeah.
before. And they actually said that. It's like, true love? Oh, okay, you mean true love's kiss. Great. Well, you got this jackass that you decided to marry 20 minutes ago, so let's go kiss this guy.
Yeah.
So they go back to so she can kiss Hans. It turns out Hans is a dick.
That actually got me.
That did. I
didn't
too.
expect
I didn't
that.
expect that. Like I didn't like this throughout the entire movie. There's really no villain. It's just a lot of misunderstanding and just hurt feelings. Kind of. You know, it's just a fucked up situation that can be solved and resolved.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just fucking talk about it. It's
Right.
That's it. But. You know, and then you know, it turns out Hans just doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to throw.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
I like
didn't
that.
see
Prince Charming is the villain in
Prince
this movie.
Charming is the bad guy. All
I
right,
like
all
that.
right.
And
I
you're
get
ri-
behind this, and you know, and they're like, okay. So he was like, yeah, I don't love you. I just want the throne.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, shit. Well, Olaf shows up when she's like, kind of starting to transform into a human ice sculpture, and he was like, you know, it's. Oh, what about Bumbling Guy? You know, Bumbling Guy did all this stuff for you. He loves you. Oh, okay, well, I need to go kiss this guy. So then there's that scene where, you know, two people that everybody's rooting for to get back together are trying to get back together. They're trying to do it. And all hell's breaking loose. Prince Charming, meanwhile, cornered the queen and is like, well, you're dead.
He was going to decapitate her.
Just going to straight kill her, which doesn't make any sense because she's a fucking sorceress who can control the ability of ice. So, well, you're frozen now, so fuck off. You don't like talk shit to a wizard. You just don't do it.
It's like that fucking movie I saw last night. You don't talk shit to Jason
You don't talk
Statham.
shit to Jason Statham who's going to punch you in the mouth. It's just, why don't you people learn this lesson yet?
It's the same with this movie. You don't fuck with Ice
You
Queen.
don't fuck with Ice Queen. Ice Queen will freeze your ass. And so, like, he's going to go kill her, and the Anna has that moment where, you know, she wants to save herself by thinking that if she kisses this guy, that, I mean, it probably would have worked. I don't fucking know. But instead of doing that, and this is what I really liked, she instead, like, sacrificed herself to save her sister, turns into the ice sculpture. You know, there's that Disney crying, everybody thinks that the good guy's dead, they come back to life. But that's what I enjoyed about it, because it wasn't that, oh, they got a kiss.
Yeah.
You know, it was, she's willing to sacrifice her life because she loves her sister. Well, that is an act of true love. And bam, you know, it got undone, and it was a small little twist that while they were following the formula that Disney has followed for years, because it works.
Yeah.
You know, Disney followed their formula, but they altered it and they changed it just a small bit to make it a completely original idea.
I completely agree with that.
And I loved that. I loved that. That was fantastic. I mean, yeah, they got to kiss at the end. You know, we all knew that was going to happen, but still, like, it wasn't the defining moment.
Yeah, it gave you a familiar setup, but had a surprising climax at the
exactly. And it was just that small little twist that altered the formula that Disney uses into something new, different, and original. And that's all it took.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's all you got to do to make something pleasurable nowadays. Like, you know, I get it. kind of, that maybe movie ideas aren't coming out so great anymore.
Sure.
So
It's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen. That's okay. That's fine. So if you want to go back to some of the old formulas that's worked, great. But we, as a community of viewers, don't want to see the same thing over and over and over and over again. If you're going to use the formula, switch it up on us. Just change something small, and look at the results.
Yeah.
This movie's been going over
fantastically. Jesus Christ.
We just saw it. It was
our tired
phenomenal.
asses went to go see this movie.
Yeah,
we're not morning people, and we go see a kids movie musical. That's almost like poking the bear slightly in terms of people who aren't morning people. But this movie totally worked for us. It completely did. You know what I really liked though about that ending sequence is that when Prince Charming gets is punched in the face and falls off the ship at the thing at the end and falls into the water. The people who are watching it are kind of standing on the balcony watching this, and they just start cheering when the prince gets decked and falls in the water. And the funny thing about that to me is that those characters don't really know the context.
They have no idea of what's happening. Like, they really don't understand the gravity of the situation and what you did, because they didn't witness it. All they saw was he was like, Princess Anna, you're alive, and then she said something, empowering. And then she grabs him like this, just pow, right in the fucking face, and he gets knocked off the side of the ship. And then it comes up to all these diplomats and all these princes and kings. Who showed up for the celebration that they were doing. Just
yes, which leads me to believe they just wanted to see that guy get punched. Like, they don't really know that he's the bad guy. Like, because up until then, he's been leading them, and in their eyes, has been doing a serviceable job.
Doing fine.
So they don't really have much context for what happens here at the end, other than the fact that they just liked seeing him get punched.
You know what I think it was? What I think it was. All right, here's my theory.
Yeah.
I think it was a subliminal message. All right, maybe the people who wrote this are sick and tired of the Prince Charming motherfucker getting the hot pussy, getting the fantastic castle, getting everything because the motherfucker is handsome.
How about a little
bit of love for the motherfucker who's out there busting his ass, who's a kind man, who's a good human being?
Yeah.
That motherfucker never got, historically any love. He was always just, well, you're just my best friend. You are leagues better than this prick that I'm dating, but you're just my friend now. Come on. Where's the love for that guy? And you know what? He got the love. Yeah. The arrogant, handsome prick got punched in the face. And that's what I like to see.
I'm with you, man. I'm totally with you. How about a little fucking love for Yukon Cornelius over here?
Yukon Cornelius.
On his little ice sled. By fucking time,
Gold! Nothing. Wahoo! It's sad. I could probably quote Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I can quote. Here's what's even sadder. I could quote Raging Rudolph more than I can Rudolph the Red-Nosed.
No, Brett.
We just had Donner and Blitzen have just delivered a shipment of pure snow. We'll make 2 million each.
Of course you can quote that one better.
Raging Rudolph.
Raging Rudolph.
Hey kids, the moral of this story is keep your fucking mouth shut. Of course I can quote that. I'm not even a Mad TV fan, but god damn it, I love Raging Rudolph. It was Yukon Cornelione. That was
it was Yukon Cornelione.
He comes walking in, Santa looks up, who the fuck are you? Christmas tradition, Actually, you know what? Speaking of which, not only is this like what it will most likely end up being the best kids movie of the year.
Oh, bar none.
But it also is a fantastic holiday film. It doesn't take place in the holidays or anything like that necessarily, but just the tone of it, my god, definitely visually. Fuck. Yeah, holy crap. It's the best holiday movie out right now way better than the movies that are actual Christmas movies, like Best Man Holiday. It hasn't come out yet, but I'm guessing Medea Christmas.
I am so glad that is not my area.
The Medea
The
movies.
Medea movies.
That, you know, it makes me hate that goddamn thing even fucking more because, like, I'm gonna be at the Hobbit that night. I'm not a Hobbit guy in any way,
You're gonna
shape,
be there
or
for
form.
like 4.5 hours.
Yeah, dude. Oh, fuck. So I'm going to be at the Hobbit. And so I was like, I really don't want to see the Hobbit because I'm not exactly an objective critic when it comes to the Hobbit. So, like, I really don't want to be
We're
at
not
this
really objective critics, period.
Good point. So I was like, is there anything playing opposite that? So, like, maybe someone else can see the Hobbit. And I look in there, Medea. Like,
Come on. Oh, there you go, dude. There's your other movie.
I told Brian I'd go see the Medea movies next year, so which I'm sure there'll be like 4. It's like, yeah, I was like, I'll go see the Medea movies next year and like the kids movies too, unless there's like maybe like a Statham movie playing opposite or some slasher movie playing opposite it. But so yeah, speaking of, yeah, so the trailers that we got in front of this, most of them I'll end up going to see too.
So you're gonna go see The Nut Job with me?
Who doesn't love a good heist movie? I mean, come on.
I like a good heist movie. This isn't a good heist movie. This is a stupid heist movie.
You know what? I could totally fucking eat my words when that movie comes out. It could turn out to be a piece of shit, but I don't know. That trailer kind of was a little fun for me. I don't know. Like, the squirrels wanting to steal a bunch of nuts. I mean, I'm down with that. I'm totally fucking down with a movie about squirrels stealing nuts.
It's one squirrel who wants to steal the nut.
Yeah.
It's one squirrel, a rat, some gophers, a mole, and a pug.
Yeah.
That's the team that is going to go steal some nuts. A squirrel, a rat, 2 gophers, a mole, and a pug. That's the nut cracking.
And
that's his
them,
crew.
Dude, one of them they might as well just fucking call Pinky from Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
Looks exactly fucking like him. Even kind of acts like him too. And the funny thing about that movie too is that it looks like it has the same exact cast as the Lego movie.
A lot of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That Lego movie, that was the first time I got that that particular trailer. Now that I've seen a little bit more of it, it looks like fun.
That does look really good.
Especially if Batman's in most of it.
Yeah.
That's
Batman's
that
in
review
it?
where they have like right at the end of the Lego one. That cracked me up.
Which one?
Everything about at the end of the Lego review when like Batman's like, quick, let's go to the Batmobile, and this plane comes out of nowhere and blows up the Batmobile, and Batman goes, crap. And then Wonder Woman shows up, she's like, don't worry, let's take the invisible jet, and then it cuts the exact same platform, only nothing's there, and then the same jet shoots to nothing and blows up, and Wonder Woman goes, crap.
Actually, that made me laugh in Frozen too when the ice wagon.
When the ice wagon fell off of the cliff,
exploded. I guarantee. The funny thing about the Lego movie is I'm probably going to think that that's a way better Batman movie than Dark Knight Rises.
Because it probably will be.
I like that when you look at the plot for the Lego movie, it's hilarious because it looks like it's like a Matrix style plot with like Oblivion and like things like that where it's like he's the one who's gonna save everything, but it's Lego.
He's the chosen one, but it's all in Legos.
It's all in Legos. All right, I'm totally down for this. And Will Arnett's in it, and somebody else from the Nut Job trailer. Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is in both of them. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, Liam Neeson's in both of the movies too. I don't really remember from the trailers, but it showed his name on the credits. Yeah.
He was no, I don't remember.
Me neither. I mean, I recognized Will Arnett's because he's got a distinct, really deep. Did you know any of the voices from Frozen? I mean, I'm sure that they're
I'm
names.
sure there's I'm sure. I mean, if we were to look at it, oh, okay, you know, that kind of thing. But hearing it, no.
Yeah, like, I mean, obviously Josh Gad.
Yeah.
but not. And maybe that's another thing I like too. But I mean, granted, that's only because I didn't know going into the movie who was in it. If I'd known who was in it, maybe I'd pick up their voices a lot more. But not knowing who was doing these voices, like, really helped me get lost in the movie more so than
yeah, me
like,
too.
getting kind of distracted
Well,
when you know it's a big, when you know that it's an A-list act, and I'm sure it is, but like,
well, it also goes back to, you know, something that both you and I have talked about is, like, I would rather see animated movies done by voice actors.
so would I. I would too.
Not necessarily A-list celebrities. I mean, there of course are exceptions with A-list celebrities who do amazing voiceover work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
However, I mean, it's give them some work.
Yeah.
Like, there's really no reason to have, you know, like in
Epic.
Yeah, in Epic.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, yeah.
Yeah. There was no point to
There's
that.
There's no point to that. There is no point to that. Just besides to have Colin Farrell's name, so people may go see it now.
Yeah.
Just use the voice actors. Like, I don't understand why.
I miss that too. It's and it is because they want to put a name on a poster.
Yeah, and
that's it. They want to put a name on the top of the poster.
And I mean, I understand it. I just don't agree with it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's the voiceover. I mean, that's what the fuck they do. You know, that's their job. That's their career. Let them fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know, give them that chance to be in an animated movie where you don't have to worry about looks. You don't have to worry about marketability, at least with the actors, you know, necessarily, because really in animated movies you really don't. You know, some of the greatest animated movies of all times have fuck all for the voices.
Yeah, like when they put like a comedian in a movie who's known for physical comedy, you know, in an animated movie. It's just weird. Like when okay, like Jim Carrey being the voice, and I think like Horton Hears a Who. Like okay, I love Jim Carrey, and that's cool, but he's a very physical comedian.
He's somebody you would rather watch do something as opposed to hear him within an animated type of film.
I'd rather that be like a Billy West than a Jim Carrey.
Yeah, definitely.
In that movie.
Definitely.
In a movie like that. And in this, if it's familiar faces in there, I couldn't really pick it up. But whoever it is, the voice work was
fine. Whoever, you know, off topic, but whoever, you know, was the voices of it, and I'm sure commenters would be blah, 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 blah. But, you know, whoever did the voice work, really good job.
The singing voices.
The singing voices were great.
Yeah, were great. Were absolutely fantastic. I don't know if it was the same, if the singing voices were the same as when they weren't, but I mean, it went seamlessly. It seemed like it was.
It seemed like it was. I mean, if it wasn't, what the fuck ever. It was still seamless.
If
still
it wasn't,
sounded nice.
It worked. They got people in here who could definitely belt out a song.
Boy, they sure
Holy
could.
crap. Well, yeah, and speaking of voices, that Walking with the Dinosaurs, we got that.
Oh, yeah, we got
again.
that. It's, like, you understand what I was trying to convey last time. Like, the first few minutes of the trailer, like, they're talking. Like, they're interacting using telepathic dinosaur powers, I guess. And then, like, when it shows the transition to the little guy growing up, none. Like, they do, like, and there's scenes within the review, or I'm sorry, within the preview.
Yeah.
That it looks like they could probably, you know, it would, if you're using voices before, there's scenes that they're showing that it looks like a voice could go there. But they don't show it. It's just the guy who's talking.
The narration.
So I don't know which way this movie is going to go. I don't know.
The trailer makes it look like once the shit starts happening in the movie,
there's no more. Yeah, there's no more of the telepathic talking abilities.
Yeah, I had that same problem with that movie Dinosaurs that came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Where I looked at it and was like, I would like this movie so much better if they didn't talk. And in fact, with that movie...
Oh, you mean We're Back? A Dinosaur Tale?
That one? Oh, yeah. No, Theodore Rex. That fucking dinosaur movie. Theodore Rex, Jesus Christ. A double feature of that with Rawhead Rex while I'm at it. So fuck if I remember right, that movie Dinosaurs, like early in production, it started out where there weren't going to be any voices, and then they changed their minds and added them.
And added it.
And I kind of have that problem here too. I'm looking at this like maybe when I go see the movie it'll be completely different, like when the movie comes out, but just strictly going by the trailer, I'm looking at it like this is absolutely fucking gorgeous. And I love everything about this trailer, except when they talk.
When they talk. That's the same issue that I have. Like, everything else about this movie I can get behind.
Yeah.
Everything. I love dinosaurs. You know, who the hell doesn't love dinosaurs?
Yeah.
You know, and I want to watch a movie, you know, depicting the life of prehistoric Earth, which is great.
Yeah, which is fascinating.
Fascinating. You know, do it. Go for it. You know, do the damn thing, but show it, you know, take me there. You know, in my belief, giant dinosaurs can't talk.
At least in something like that's presenting itself very realistic looking.
That was my argument. Is say like take a journey that you won't believe, you know, you're gonna feel like you're right there. Well, I can't feel like I'm there with the dinosaurs when they're motherfucking talking to each other. I can't do it.
It's a mixture, for me, it's a mixture of two things. It's one, that they're even talking in the first place, and two, the very modern lingo dialect that he's speaking in, like, I'm the youngest one of the pack, like really modern children sounding inflections that he's using, just kind of just annoys me too. But I mean, I hope, as beautiful as the movie looks, I hope it's good, but the last time I was burned by something like that was like that teaser trailer for Epic that we saw that was stunningly gorgeous.
Stunningly gorgeous. Ah, that's gonna be awesome.
And then...
You motherfuckers, you trick bagged me.
Yeah.
You fucking trick bagged me.
And then as soon as I saw what the comic relief was gonna be like in the movie,
they're slugs.
No. Well, I highly recommend the movie.
Yeah, this will actually be you know, because our group of friends, anytime that see a kids movie, are always like, hey, should I actually go see it or not? Yeah, you should. So anytime I recommend a children's movie, it's probably good.
Yeah, between this...
9 times out of 10, they just piss me off. Well, Paranorman was fun.
Yeah.
There was another one around that time. There was Paranorman.
I really liked Frankenweenie.
Frankenweenie, that was the one I was thinking of. Frankenweenie was good too.
Frankenweenie,
a little bit too Burton-y for my taste, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was like, but it was back to being a Burton-y that I like, and not like modern, like Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows Burton-y. Like, so that I did like that movie. The only time I saw it was when we saw it in the theater. I
haven't seen it since. Like I said, I had no problem with it. It was just, you know, I'm not the greatest. I mean, Tim Burton did make one of my favorite movies of all time.
Beetlejuice.
Fucking Beetlejuice.
Me with Batman.
I mean, you know, I'm not going to knock the guy for being a great director, because he is. It's just with Burton, you know it's a Burton movie because of the artistic style of it. Yeah. And while it's not necessarily bad, and, you know, like I said, he's made movies that I really like. Yeah. It just stops doing shit for me after a while.
Yeah, I mean, I can certainly get burnt out if I've gotten burnt out on it in the past if I happen to be dating someone who was obsessed with it, you know. But now when we get a lot of Tim Burton movies nowadays, it's a mixture of. It can be a mixture of a style that I'm certainly kind of bored with, but even regardless of the style, it's just a bad movie. Like Dark Shadows is a bad movie. Like, would have been bad regardless of who shot it, how it was shot, regardless of Johnny Depp doing the same fucking shtick in the movie. I mean, it would have been bad regardless of that. And so Frankenweenie for me had it had a familiar style, but an actual good script, which, my God, Tim Burton has needed for a while.
He sure has.
Well, that's, I
mean-
think I might be back. Huh?
Huh?
I was gonna say, I think I might be back at the movies later tonight. I'm not sure. Whenever it is, I got to go see like Black Nativity, I think, or The Book Thief, one of the two.
You enjoy that. I will be at work.
I'll be doing that and watching puppet porn. Well, it's classic 1970s adult film. Let My Puppets Come. No, it's only 45 minutes long.
Let my puppets come.
Yeah.
When you're done with this movie, I want to watch it.
You got it.
I have to watch this.
You got it. The main puppet in the movie looks like Guy Smiley. He finally has something to smile about.
I see what you did there.
Later.